Hey everyone, so as my subscribers know, I have multiple sources of passive income, and one of those sources of passive income is my print-on-demand business, where I focus on selling clothing like t-shirts and hoodies to people that have niche interests. And so it probably shouldn't come as a surprise then that I get a lot of people who start their own print-on-demand stores ask me to review their store and give them advice, such as Grant here, who asked me not just once, but 8 times on 8 different videos to review his store. Now, normally I say no to doing store reviews because the truth is, well, when I review people's stores, I do not hold back. I am harsh. Yet despite this, Grant still asked me 8 times to review his store. So, you know what, Grant? I applaud your bravery. So let's do this. Let's check out Grant's store and then compare it to another 6-figure print-on-demand store and see what they are doing that Grant is not. And by watching this video, you might see if you're running your own print-on-demand business that you might be making some of these same mistakes, and there could be some changes that you can make to your store and products so that you can turn your store into a 6-figure business as well. And these mistakes, they also often apply to free e-commerce websites like Redbubble and Etsy, so if you're selling on an e-commerce platform like that, this video is still for you. But yes, this here is Grant's store, Tiki Outfitters. Now, because of time constraints, I cannot review everything about the store. But if you're watching at home and you have some feedback for Grant on how he could make his store better, then please do leave a comment with your tips for him. But yeah, as you can see, instead of opening a free e-commerce website on Redbubble or something like that, Greg opened up his own print-on-demand store, Shopify, on his own domain. And he has chosen for product selection to be clothing and accessories such as t-shirts. Now, based on the product thumbnails, I can see that he's probably using Printify to make and sell these t-shirts on demand. Just like Grant, I personally use Printify's supplier Monster Digital to sell t-shirts, and I highly recommend them. And he's also selling those same designs onto hoodies, which is a really good idea, by the way, because if you sell the same design onto multiple products, it works really well because you can offer them as an upsell, because if someone likes a picture on a t-shirt, then there's a really good chance that they'll also like the same design on a hoodie as well, or a tote bag. It's very easy to upsell customers to buy multiple products by using this strategy. But as I said earlier, he isn't just selling standard print-on-demand clothing like t-shirts and hoodies, he's also selling accessories like socks and backpacks, and he's also selling swimwear. And you know, fun fact here in New Zealand, we actually call swimwear togs. I'm not really sure how that word togs came to be, but if you ever come to New Zealand when COVID is over, you'll see that we call swimwear togs. But I digress. Back to Tiki Outfitters. Now, Tiki Outfitters also have social media profiles. They have an Instagram account and they have a Facebook page. So this is the store, and unfortunately, if I was to critique literally everything, we'd probably be here for hours. So to keep this video at a reasonable length, I'm going to focus on just reviewing 3 things. Firstly, I'm going to review the product selection and shirt designs, and then secondly, I'm going to review the store layout, and then thirdly, I'm going to review the traffic and marketing strategy. So let's get started with the first part of the review, reviewing the product selection and designs. And frankly, if I had one word to describe Grant's designs, it would be the word selfish. I warned you, Bull, I do not hold back in my store reviews. And the truth is, I find this product selection to be extremely selfish. See, here's the thing. This blurb here he puts on his Facebook page here, it's incredibly vague, isn't it? Our designs are inspired by tattoos, the Bay Area, different cultures, and whatever is close to the hearts of our team members. In other words, Grant just creates products about whatever Grant feels like that day. And to be even more blunt, Grant creates products about what he wants, not about what his customers want. And it shows in 2 ways. Firstly, it shows because Grant is literally stealing other people's art and selling it. And that's pretty selfish. And I say he's stealing other people's art because look at this. Grant has drawn this picture and is selling it on a t-shirt. At least I assume that it's Grant that drew this. And honestly, mate, you're pretty talented. This is a great picture. I wish I could draw as half as good as you, but here's also the thing, mate. You're an artist. So would you want people copying your art and stealing it and selling it? No. Well then, why are you stealing the Beetlejuice's movie brand and characters? Creating this movie and its characters, it's a form of artwork and it's copyrighted and owned by the Geffen Company. You can't just come and use it without their permission. This product is 100% illegal for you to be selling because you're infringing on the Beetlejuice's copyright and leveraging the brand that they built and made to make money off of it without their permission. And yes, fan art is illegal too, and so it doesn't matter then that Grant is instead selling his own fan art of the movie instead of the official Beetlejuice's movie poster. Selling both is just as illegal. But that's not the only reason why I call Grant's products selfish. See, here are the hoodies that he has designed and sold in his store. Now, when I first saw these, I couldn't help but think to myself, you know what? Trying to sell these hoodies is useless because these hoodies are designed for absolutely no one but Grant himself. For example, take this hoodie here. Now, forgive me, this might be some new type of street art that I don't understand, but in my personal opinion, this hoodie is super ugly. Like, I know that it's subjective, but it actually hurts me to look at this design. But honestly, that's not my biggest gripe with this hoodie. My real issue with this hoodie is that it has no target audience at all. Because you think about it, if I said to you, hey, describe the person that would want to buy this horrendously ugly hoodie, you'd say to me, well, someone who really likes a Tiki clothing brand, of course. Because that is the only thing on this hoodie. The Tiki logo in an ugly box. But there is just one problem with that, isn't there? There is only one person that likes Tiki outfitters on Facebook, and chances are that person is Grant. So basically, the only person that wants to buy this hoodie is Grant. There is a reason that brands like Gucci and Supreme can sell their logos in ugly boxes and slap it on a t-shirt and sell it for ridiculous sums. It's because they have enormous amounts of brand loyalty already. But Tiki Outfitters has none, and so that is why I call these products selfish. And if you look at these 20 hoodies listed here, 9 of them exclusively feature his store logo, and at least 2 of them have copyrighted characters. And there may be even more than that. There may be some pictures of movies and brands that I don't recognize, but yeah, I recognized Elvira of the Dark and the movie Scream. But yeah, selling these types of products is not the way to start a successful store. The way to start a successful store is to sell products that serve the needs of an audience. And this hoodie here is an example of a product that serves the need of an audience. People who love Japanese art, history, and culture. They want clothing that features art like this. And this hoodie, it serves them well. Which is a shame then that you've gone ahead and slapped the logo of your store on the front. No one who is buying this hoodie is buying it for your Tiki brand, Grant. And they would prefer that your hoodie didn't have this, since again, at this stage in your store's life, no one is buying this hoodie because they care about your Tiki brand. They are purely buying it because they think the art on it is super cool looking. So yes, I think it would have been even better, Grant, if you had not included the logo on the hoodie. You're turning off customers that like your art, but have no brand loyalty to you yet. Remember, when you're designing products, it's all about your customer and what they want, not about what you want. Now, earlier in this video, I said I'd compare Grant's store to another 6-figure print-on-demand store that is successfully earning money, and so here is the store, The Plaid Deer. Now, this store is not selfish at all. It understands the way that you make money isn't by creating and selling clothing that you want that serves your own needs. It is by creating designs that are perfect for your customers. So here's my pro tip for you. Each time you design a product, you should be able to describe your target customer and explain who would want to buy it. For example, if you said to me, Sarah, who does this t-shirt appeal to? I'd say women that love photography. And if you said to me, Sarah, who does this t-shirt appeal to? I'd say women who love cats, books, and tea. And if you said to me, Sarah, who is this tote bag for? I'd say it's women who love dogs, books, and coffee. All these products serve a particular type of niche group or demographic, and so this is one reason why this store is successful and Tiki Outfitters isn't, or at least isn't successful yet. And by the way, if you are enjoying this video and you'd like to learn even more about setting up your own print-on-demand store, then you should be sure to download my free ebook. There's 6 steps that 6-figure online stores follow to make over $10,000 a month, and you'll find a link to download my ebook in the video description below. But anyway, back to the video, and now it is time to review the design and layout of Tiki Outfitters to see if it'll make customers want to buy products or if it will make them want to run away. And I'll be honest, Grant, if I'd accidentally stumbled onto your store, I would have wanted to run away fast, very fast, and bought absolutely nothing from you. Even if I really liked the design of the hoodie and was willing to put up with your logo slapped on the front of it, because while I might have been willing to put up with that, there are many other things I could not have put up with, and I don't mean the ugly store design, because yes, this store is admittedly kind of ugly. Look at the banner for the store. Because of the text color, you can barely read that it says grand opening on the banner. But honestly, I've seen some really ugly stores still sell well. So the problem with Grant's store isn't that it's ugly, it's that it looks really unfinished and confusing. For example, he hasn't even bothered to upload a store favicon. This literally takes 2 minutes to do. And if we go back to the other store, you'll see that they have uploaded a favicon, and this makes their store look a whole lot more professional and trustworthy. And if we come back to the front page banner here, check out the photo. Rather than go for stereotypical models, they've gone for a completely different style. And that's cool, there's nothing wrong with that at all. There's just one problem. If you head over to the swimsuit section of the store, or in New Zealand as we would say, the tog section, all that goes out the window. And instead you're greeted with the same stereotypical models that you would usually expect. The feel and style of this page and models here completely clashes with the style of models here. It's, to be frank, quite confusing and baffling. The types of customers that will identify with models like these are not the same types of people that will identify with models like these. Clearly, these were just the stock photos provided for this product, so that's the ones that Grant went with, even if it clashes with his store and customers. And as a customer, it just feels lazy and, again, confusing, and the laziness just becomes even more apparent. When I see that you have this photo of this t-shirt here, yet you didn't even bother to upload it to the product page. Pictures featuring actual humans using and wearing the products that you sell has been shown in many studies to drastically improve sales and conversions. When you see a product on a white background, it looks really nice as a thumbnail, but what the studies have shown is that it doesn't feel real. So by having actual pictures of humans wearing your t-shirts, it will make the t-shirt feel like a tangible product to the customer who is just seeing it behind a screen. But the truth is, I'm kind of torn because I'm also kind of glad that you didn't upload it to the product page too though. Since, to be frank, this photo is just bad. It's got terrible lighting, it's blurry, it's got bad composition, it's just not very good. And you know, I totally get that taking your own product pictures, it's hard and it's expensive. It's why I pretty much never bother to do it anymore. Instead, I just use this amazing app here, Placeit. With this app, you can create lifestyle photos of products without having to order them in advance, which saves you a ton of money. And something that's awesome at Placeit is that they don't just have typical models, they have a wide range of models. Now, you think about it. Grant having to actually physically order samples of his hoodies and t-shirts and taking photos of them, this probably cost him hundreds of dollars just to print his t-shirts and hoodies, and then hours of his own time in life to take the photos. And what did he get for it for doing it himself? A bunch of mediocre product pictures. Whereas Grant could have just spent $15 to get access to Placeit, and then he'd have access to thousands of professionally taken photos that he can put his design onto in less than a minute. And I'm not exaggerating, they genuinely have thousands of photos featuring a wide range of different models, not just stereotypical models. They have photos featuring all sorts of different body shapes and sizes, such as this photo here. Once you pick the picture that you want to edit, you just upload your design that you made onto it, and then Placeit will turn your design into a lifestyle mock-up photo. Now Grant, think about it. You spent a bunch of money, probably hundreds of dollars, to order product samples just so that you could take your own, to be honest, mediocre lifestyle product photos, when you could have just come here and for $15 had access to thousands of them instead. Honestly, the choice, it's a no-brainer. And actually, Placeit, it's not even $15 anymore. Because I asked Placeit if they would give my viewers a discount coupon code for this video, and they said yes. Yay! So if you click the link in the video description below, you'll get 30% off your first month. I genuinely recommend Placeit because I honestly use it all the time and I love it. But the laziness, it doesn't end there. Check this out. If we scroll down to the product descriptions, we'll see a super weird description that comes off as strangely generic. Casual elegance will make it an instant favorite in everyone's wardrobe. But there is a reason why this description comes off as strangely generic, and that's because it is. When you create a t-shirt with Printify and add it into your store, they will add in a description by default, and so this is that description. I recommended all my tutorial videos that everyone deletes this description and they add in their own unique one into it. But did Grant do that? No, Grant just kept it as is. Whereas the Plaid Deer creates unique product descriptions. And even if the product descriptions aren't the world's greatest copy, they still fit the feel and style of the store, and the personal touch of creating individual product descriptions gives off the feeling that a lot of love and care went into this indie clothing brand. The Plaid Deer also does something that Tiki Outfitters doesn't do, and that is they actually advertise and market their store. You see, here's the problem. I see far too many people start businesses such as print-on-demand stores, and they list their products online, and that's it. But you can't just do that. You can't just put products up online and hope that they will sell. You have to have an actual strategy about how you will get customers to see the products that you put up online. For example, you could have the best restaurant in the world selling the most delicious food, but literally no one will care if you open your store in the middle of the desert where nobody has a clue that you exist. Well, you know what? Opening up a business such as an online store without planning on how to market or advertise your products is also like opening it up in the desert. No one knows you're there, so no one will ever come and buy anything. And so as part of the store review, I decided to do a search and try to figure out what Tiki Outfitters' marketing strategy was. They had been open since September, months. How were they getting their customers? Well, I didn't see any ads for them on Facebook or Instagram, which is fine because you don't have to pay for any advertising. For example, here's a brand I've shown up before but doesn't pay for any advertising. The Big Four Accountant. They drive traffic to their t-shirt line by posting hilarious meme pictures that accountants or anyone that has to deal with accounting, like business owners like me, find funny. They then post a link to their store in each of their posts and in their profiles. Now, my accountants love this page, and so do I. It is hilarious. I follow it because every time I see a picture of theirs on my Facebook or Instagram feed, it makes me laugh. It adds joy into my life. So one great strategy, if you don't want to pay for traffic, is to drive customers to your store by building up a niche meme page on Facebook or Instagram, and then to use your image description or your profile page to drive people to your store. Now, this is the correct way to do this. The absolute wrong way to run a page is to do what Tiki Outfitters have done and instead just post their mediocre product photos periodically. This serves no one. This adds joy into nobody's lives. Why would anyone want to follow this page? So do not do that. Instead, do what the Big Four Accountant does and build up organic followers by posting pictures that add joy and value into people's lives. Using social media meme pages to drive free traffic, not just from social media sites themselves, but in the form of free Google SEO traffic, is something that I do and teach my techniques inside my premium e-commerce training video course, the Ecom Clubhouse. If you're interested in seeing if my training program is right for you, I have a link to it in the video description below. And do you want to know what another super low-cost strategy is for driving traffic? It's to do what the Play Deer did, which is to also open up their store on a marketplace like Etsy. Every month, hundreds of millions of people are coming to Etsy looking to buy goods. People are already visiting here, so if you list your products on the site, people will naturally see it. And so that's exactly what the Play Deer did. They started their store at first on Etsy and took advantage of the hundreds of millions of people coming here already. They built up their store and brand, and then they went ahead and launched their store on their own domain name. And now they can redirect their Etsy customers to the store instead and not have to pay Etsy fees on each sale. Yay! So, as stores like the Play Deer and the Big Four Accountant show, you don't have to invest money into buying ads for your store. That's fine. There are plenty of free or low-cost traffic strategies to take advantage of. But the key is you can't just sit around hoping that customers will come in. You have to actually advertise the products. And when you do, think about what types of advertising strategies that serve your customers, not strategies that serve yourself. So what do you reckon? Was I too harsh on Tiki Outfitters? Let me know in the comment section below. And if this video helped you, please subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my videos. And if you'd like to learn more about how I run my print-on-demand business, then you should be sure to watch my video, 5 apps that I use to make money on autopilot. So go ahead, watch my next video, and I'll see you over there.